Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me just get in here and make sure we're streaming to Facebook and also to YouTube at the same time. All right, there's Facebook. And as I refresh the page on the Leverage WP channel on YouTube, there it is. Okay. Awesome, let's get started. Welcome, Leverage WP, to the Friday live stream. And you may have seen me flash my screen share up just a second ago if you were here on time. I'll give everybody a chance to show up a little bit, but let me just talk a little bit about a topic that I've been discussing a bit inside of the Leverage WP community. I made a special tutorial video which I'd like to cover some of that information in today's live stream. And it's about something called link triggers. And, triggers, that word, it evokes something like, pressing on a button or some kind of a lever in order to make something else happen. And so a link trigger in, digital marketing and website language means that it's a link, a hyperlink, or a link in an email or on a web page that will trigger some action to happen. And so at Leverage WP, I'm always talking about automations that I like to set up for client websites, for businesses that have audiences, digital products, or even physical products. But it's always a big benefit to use an email list to be able to communicate with people and own your relationship with them versus being beholden to places like the social networks like Facebook or Instagram or YouTube even. Whenever you can, it's certainly advised for all businesses that have an online presence to collect an email address and maintain a database of email addresses of your customers, potential customers, and be able to segment that list into different portions depending on what types of people that you have. Specifically related to how they might engage with your business. Like, what are their desires? What are their biggest challenges? So that you can then give them customized content that will be specialized for them. Really, the whole point in this kind of marketing and running a business is that you want your potential customers to see your content and say, wow, they were speaking directly to me. That's exactly how I feel. And they'll have an instant connection with you and be much more incentivized in order to go ahead and take advantage of your services, your products, whatever it is your offers are. And so let me share my screen because I'm just going to be sharing some specific situations in which I have used link triggers in my business and also coached a client to use link triggers in her business. You've heard me talk about potentially inside of the Facebook group about link triggers with regards to Wild Food Girl. And so let me just go into the Facebook page here and check out this post. If you haven't seen this yet, you could join the Leverage WP Facebook group in order to get in here. If you're not already a member, I'd love to welcome you in there. But you can see that I've basically shared a screenshot of Wild Food Girl's classes. She teaches online and in-person classes on foraging and wild edible plants and wild mushrooms. And this is the story about how she marketed and delivered an online web class and made a quick $640 in 1 hour. Well, she did leverage link triggers, which I'll discuss how that goes on and how that system that I set up for her on her website was able to build up some buzz and some desire in her email list and other places on social so that people would want to come to the class. And so let's just look a couple steps how do you get to a point where you can give a web class and make a quick $640? Well, you could build up a social following. Maybe you already have a social following, but posting and sharing on places like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, those are places where you can build up a following of people. Now, you don't own their email addresses, but what you can do is you can talk about and give away certain things, like maybe a download. A PDF download is what Wild Food Girl has set up on her website, where you can opt in at the bottom of any page of her website, and you get a digital download, a copy of a magazine called the Wild Edible Notebook, and one issue via PDF, which will just be a download. And so over time, Wild Food Girl was able to attract a certain number of her followers from social media on her email list. Now, once you have an email list that you're managing, there are ways in some of the email list providers like MailChimp, Constant Contact, ActiveCampaign, Drip. There are so many broadcast email providers, but they're not all powerful like a CRM, customer relationship management software. What I do in my business is I build entire CRM systems on WordPress, hosted personally within my web design business, so that you own all your data and you can have controls like I'm about to show you and tour you around. The whole point here is that really I am going to talk about link triggers after showing you this example, and talk about the different ways that you might utilize link triggers to improve your relationships with your prospects, your followers, your customers. And so what Wild Food Girl here did was she created a link trigger, which means she was able to send out a group email, an announcement about a raffle. She did a raffle where she gave away two winners would get a foraged set of dried wild mushrooms that she ended up picking a winner and sending them out. And now with a link trigger, you can set it up to have automations happen in the background, and that could be anything that your CRM can do. And so she tagged the contacts who clicked the link in the email. Because these were link triggers, she was able to put a label called a tag on every person that clicked the link in their email. Now, just let me back up a quick second by saying, to enter a contest or a raffle or something like that, you guys might think, well, don't you have to go to a web page and fill in your email address and your name and click submit in order to do that? Well, no, not with link triggers. Link triggers in this sense, they already know who the person is, no matter who they are. And so I'll tell you and show you how to set up this within WordPress using the Funnel Kit plugin that I advocate and I install in all of my clients and coaching customers' websites when I set them up and host them. And so you can say, well, she had several hundred people click, yes, I'll enter. They go to a thank you page, and then she was able to use a random number generator to pick two out of the entire list at random and announce the winners and invite everyone to the upcoming mushroom hunting web class, something associated with what the raffle was for. Wild mushrooms, well, wild mushroom foraging web class. So this allowed Wild Food Girl to sell spots at $20. She sold 32 spots in her first ever web class, which she delivered on Zoom, and was able to make that $640. What an awesome thing. So let's look at, first of all, just ways to use link triggers. Now that I've kind of defined and given a quick example, here's the way that Funnel Kit Automations defines the way they use and utilize what they call link triggers. This is common language in digital marketing, and you'll see it as a part of other platforms perhaps, but it may be called something different in your own software. But anyway, it is something that you can use to track the user's response or behavior, and you can gauge their interest to do some things like build loyalty. You could define those people within your software so that, say, if they pick from three options, what is your favorite? Say, if I'm going to build a course, for example, I'm thinking of building a course and I've had a lot of suggestions, but I'd like to know, would you rather have a course on topic A or topic B or topic C? And so they can click their choice, and now you've tagged them within your CRM, and you can give them the appropriate and very specific result. You can give them the results of the survey, and then you can begin with the most popular course that had the most votes. It's just one example. But anyway, you can embed these links within an email or even on a web page. When the user clicks on the link, the action is triggered automatically. And so it can be any number of different things. Removal of a label like a tag, or adding, updating a field in their contact record. You can run an automation that would send an email or a series of emails. Think about this. You could put up 3 different options for a short 4-week email course where you would get 1 email per week on a particular topic. What's your interest? Are you interested in topic A, topic B, or topic C? Well, what you could do is run an automation in that case that does different things depending on what people answer. So if they answer topic A, you could put them into an email sequence, an automation that sends them 1 email per week for 4 weeks, or 8 weeks, or 12 weeks, and it only focuses on the topic A content that you have prepared. And then you can make a whole different email course that has 8 weeks of content that gets sent out automatically, all around topic B. And you could do the same thing for topic C. If you're following, you can probably see and get your mind kind of reeling a little bit about what you could possibly do to really customize your content for the people that are your followers, and especially those on your email list. And so you can also track the number of times a link has been clicked, or track a particular link. And so let's just go through, I've said a few different examples of what you could do with link triggers. You could identify your audience. And what I mean by segmenting is, like I said, you can ask them a question, course A, B, or C, and then they can answer, and you can either have a winner and say, I'm going to make course B first because it's the most popular, or like I said with the email course option, or even a real course within your website or your membership area for your followers or purchasers, customers. You could have 3 courses available, and you could only offer the right course for that person depending on how they answer. You can gauge their interests in this way, like say choose options. In fact, you may have received an email from me this morning about Friday live streams, or about live streams in general. When I announced this live stream this morning, I sent out an email with 3 options. And I asked, well, what would be your favorite, the best day of the week for you to attend a live stream? I know I've been doing them on Fridays, but would you rather see a Friday live stream, or a Saturday live stream, or a Monday live stream? I have those days available, and I want to gauge, of the people that answered the question, of the people who are my followers and on my email list, which is the best day? And so it may change. So far today, Friday is winning. So we'll see. Maybe I won't change away from Fridays. But in any case, you could run a poll, or a contest, or a raffle, like I discussed about Wild Food Girl. You could provide a freebie, like a digital download, a PDF that's valuable, by having them just click the link. It assigns them the tag or the label, and it can automatically generate an email with that freebie as a download, or the email can have a link to that download if you're providing it, say, on Google Drive, Dropbox, anything for free like that. You could even have a hidden video on YouTube, for example, in 3 different categories, or as a prize or a freebie. If you click here, I'll send you a link to the hidden video that has secret information that you want to know. And so you could have a single question quiz. You could ask a question like, hey, would you do me a favor? Click right here, and what is your answer to this single question, A, B, or C? you could then, you could send them when they click a link trigger, you send them to a thank you page. But on that thank you page, there could be a form that says, "Thanks so much for choosing A, B, or C. If you wouldn't mind, I would love to hear from you. What is your single biggest challenge or frustration when it comes to A, B, or C?" And a text field where you could get their answer. And here you're getting some of the customer language that you might be able to use, modify and use, or use directly in your marketing to speak to people who are just like those people that answered your questions. You could even remove people from a specific automation, but they'll keep getting other updates from you. This is something that you may have seen if you're on other marketing email lists or anything like that. You might see at the bottom of an informational email or a content email or even a marketing email from someone, it might say, "Hey, are you not interested in hearing from me about this particular topic? Just click here. I'll remove you from getting emails about this topic, but you'll still get emails from me on other topics." That's a really advanced kind of automation with multiple steps that is super easy to set up within FunnelKit automations with WordPress. And so you can track the number of downloads of a freebie or a coupon. So what you can do is target only those that clicked but did not buy, for example. You could target the ones that maybe clicked through, went to the checkout page, but didn't buy. You could send them an automated email that says, "Hey, I see that you were on the page to buy the course, but you didn't go ahead and buy. Here's a 20% off coupon if you'd like to come back and complete that purchase, or reply to this email and I'll answer any questions that you have." And you can also send targeted content and offers. Like I kind of indicated and said before, you want the prospect or the possible customer to say, "Boy, this is built just for me." I mean, targeted content and targeted advertising means that you know something about the person that you're talking to, and it feels like you're speaking directly to them, straight to their heart about what they want or what their biggest challenges are. And so you can start to see what the kind of possibilities are that you can use within the concept of link triggers. And so let me show you around a little bit before I end this quick live stream. First of all, if we look at funnelkit.com, this is the software that I advocate and that I include for my customers when I set up their online business systems. And this is just the text that I had copied on there. There's a little intro video about how to set it up. It's freely available to go to funnelkit.com and click docs to see the documentation here. You can search for link triggers to get this section and how to use it. Here's some actions and use cases, like identifying, gauging their interests, gathering information, all that kind of stuff. And so here at Wild Food Girl, you can see that she had a raffle that happened and then automations. Let me show you around a little bit just to show you how this worked in the background. Whether or not you got the link trigger kind of survey question in your email today or not. If you did get it and you haven't clicked your preference for Friday, Saturday, or Monday, please let me know. I'd love to know which would be your favorite one. Looks like so far we've got 12 clicks on Friday, 6 clicks on Saturday, and 5 clicks on Mondays. So Friday's winning by about twice as many so far, but I'd love to get a bigger sample size. So if you see this video and you wouldn't mind, open up your email and see if you can find it and click on the one. And so what I did here under, I went, under tools, link triggers, I said add a new link trigger. I'm just going to open up the Friday one, and I'll open up and edit it just to show you the only thing I need to do to create it is this. I'll just label it so I know what it is. I could actually put a description in for myself if I want to. The redirect URL is important. You do have to create a page first, which is going to be basically the thank you page. When they click a link in their email, then it will open up a browser window on their computer, and you can put any message you want to right there. For me, it was like, "Oh, thanks for your vote. I appreciate you letting me know." And Then some actions. Look at all the different kinds of actions that you can do right here. And, you can add them to lists or tags within the CRM. You can delete the contact. You can end an automation that they're already in. For example, if they're in, an email sequence, which is called an automation, and like I said, you could say at the bottom, hey, if you're not interested in hearing about this topic anymore, simply click here and you'll be removed from any announcements about this topic. That would be an end automation action that you could attach to this link trigger. You could remove them from a list or remove them a tag from their contact details. You could subscribe them or unsubscribe them. You could update certain fields inside of their contact record. And so you can do a whole number of different things. You can allow them to run multiple times or not. So they can only say vote for one of the three once, or they can do it multiple times. Or if you don't have this checked and it's a contest like a raffle, you can limit them to one entry per person, for example. And here's an interesting feature inside of FunnelKit automations: enable auto login. This is a super cool. I didn't want to turn that on. This is a super cool feature where if you're signing someone up as a member, for example, if you're adding them as a contact, or if they're a contact and they've joined your membership, and when they go to the website, you want to enable them to log in without having to, fill out a form with their email, their username, their password, and click submit or log in. A lot of times when somebody first joins, they get assigned a password and they have to open up their email to find that password. Or even worse, they're forced to reset their password just to log in and utilize what they just signed up for. This passes by all of those delays, and this enable auto login allows you to log them in even without having them fill out the login form after they go to the thank you page. So in this case, you would put the redirect URL as maybe a welcome page as a part of the membership, and then you click enable auto login. So when they go to the membership welcome page, they're already logged in, so they can access everything that they've just purchased right away, like online courses, the learning management system, anything that you've sold, they can have access immediately. And I've definitely done that here in the past. If you look at all my link triggers that I've used, here's one that I used, which was auto login to Accelerator. The Leverage WP WordPress Accelerator course. I did a masterclass which promoted the course a little while back. And here's my link trigger. The trigger URL is just something that's provided to you. And here's just a copy button. But the destination URL, or that redirect URL, is the courses page for WordPress Business Accelerator. And I made sure and turned on the auto login. It's yes here. So that if somebody buys this course and there's a link trigger, I place this link trigger on the thank you page after they purchase. Right? It opens up in their browser. It says, here's what you've bought. Thank you. This is your username is your email address. And you've now received an email with a link to reset your password. But if you just click this button right here at the bottom, it will take you right to the course and log you in. So it's like, click here to check out your course you just bought. And it logs them in automatically. What we're trying to do here is remove friction from the buying and fulfillment process of them getting the thing that they bought, right? And so you can see my 3 link triggers right here, etc. Here's another couple of examples. For example, the founding members of the Leverage WP community. Last summer when we launched the Leverage WP community, I gauged interest from my email list and from my social media following, saying YouTube and also on Facebook, about if you're interested in being a founding member at a discount where you'll get the cheapest price it will be forever and you'll remain with that price for the life of your membership, just go ahead and click right here and you'll be entered on the founding members list. So what I did was I just had a thank you page that says, thanks, you're on the short list. and then I tagged them. A tag in many CRMs is just a way of labeling a contact. So I tagged them with a tag called founding member interest. And then after that point, I could send emails out to that entire list and say, thanks so much for your interest. The new community landing page is up, and I've made a video to explain what it's all about. And you can click here to go ahead and join this week. And I'll be closing registration at the end of the week. So you can see what kind of example that is. When I launched the Leverage WP hosting, I did the same thing. I made a link trigger called hosting interest. And for me, it was click to learn more about Leverage WP hosting. And anybody that clicked would go to this thank you page that had some details about what the hosting program would be, how it, I install a world-class server for you to host your business website on. I install the CRM and all the WordPress software that I use. I install your email marketing system so you don't have to pay $100 a month to MailChimp and so forth, but instead it costs more like $2 or $5 a month. Anyway, I tagged them with a tag called Hosting Business Systems Interest, and now I have a number of people who said they were interested in this, and periodically I'll send them an email broadcast to talk about what's new inside of the hosting program, etc. And so that's another example of a way that you could use link triggers. And one more example before I just wrap up this quick live stream. Inside of the community, I sent a broadcast email to the members of the community saying, hey, if there's kind of 3 benefits that you get being members of the Leverage WP community. One is that you see the feed and the posts I post tutorials in different category areas all the time into different groups inside the community. And you can see my posts and other members' posts and questions that they ask in the public feed. Secondly, you get workshops and tutorials. I'm always posting new tutorials for only community members, as well as the every other Friday or every other week, I'm posting a paid workshop, and you get replays to the workshops, and you get the workshops for free as a community member. Thirdly, you have private DM access to me, Greg, the curator and leader of Leverage WP community. And so it's kind of like having an insurance policy with your WordPress system. Even if you don't host it with me, I'm happy to troubleshoot anything within your WordPress business systems. I'll even make you custom tutorials. If you get with me on a DM and you're like, I have this situation, I'm trying to do an events part on my website where I want to book a class and do an event periodically, but I'm not sure what plugin to use or what to watch out for. I will go do research on your behalf, and I'll work with you one-on-one to solve your immediate problem. Anyway, I gave them 3 link triggers in the email, and I got votes. And the workshops and tutorials were the winner. Doesn't matter what the winner was, but the best thing about that was that I was able to use link triggers to remove any friction from getting participants to go ahead and give me their answers and tell me exactly what they wanted. You could see that it can be really, really powerful to use link triggers to gain information from your potential customers, your followers on social media, and the people on your email list, such that you can then give them more specifically tailored information and content to them. You can use it to change your marketing strategy, even change your business fulfillment strategy, where you would say, whoa, that idea for the course that I had was really not popular at all. But instead, choice B was the more popular course topic. I'm definitely going to make course B first so that I have a greater chance of success doing that. Well, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. This time I've kept it to 30 minutes, which is great. I hope this was a chock full of value live stream for you. I'd love to see you and answer any of your questions. Listen, if you have any interest in me explaining more about how I leverage WordPress for business systems like this, just comment me below the live stream video, whether you're on YouTube or joining me here inside of the Facebook group. Well, I appreciate you guys, and I love that you're here with me here in the Leverage WP communities, and I can't wait to give you more cool stuff in the future. Thanks. See you next time.